When a child is killed, the parents are usually mortified, creating some of the saddest moments in the interrogation room. But what happens when instead, it's a child's own parents who are the secret killers?
Is he dead? You tell me. Gotta be dead.
Here are 4 examples of killer parents who did the unthinkable and got caught red-handed. Starting with a mother who got so high, she ended up with her daughter's blood on her hands. This is the aftermath of a tragic incident that left a child dead. When officers arrived on the scene, they were met by the distraught driver. However, they quickly discovered there was something much more sinister at play.
She's out of it. She don't know if she's in the world or not.
Who else was in the car?
She was.
Okay.
The baby that's in the back, lifeless.
Chastity was driving eastbound on Jasper Road in Newton Township, Pike County, Ohio, and in the car with her were her 2 daughters, aged 7 and 5 years old. She tries to explain what happened in the lead up to the crash.
So where were you coming from today then, right now, before the crash?
Where you where's come from?
When you were driving on the road, where did you leave from?
The house.
You left your house?
Yeah.
Where were you going?
The Christie's and I'm from the store.
Christie's and then the store?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What happened with the crash? Do you remember it at all?
I turned my head and looked at the girls to talk to them because they were fighting, and I just turned my head.
In that split second, she lost control of the vehicle, with the official press release saying that she drove off the left side of the roadway, ramping over a driveway, striking a utility pole and a tree before coming to a final rest in the field. It turns out her 7-year-old daughter wasn't wearing a seatbelt, which is required for anyone in a moving vehicle. Although her 5-year-old daughter survived unharmed, her 7-year-old suffered fatal injuries and died at the scene. But it wasn't just a lack of care that caused the crash itself. And as you can see, Chastity's behavior tells the officer she is under the influence and a danger behind the wheel.
So you haven't used meth since yesterday then?
Right. Right. I took my sleeping pill last night.
You took your sleeping pill last night?
Yes, I take it every night. Every night.
All right. Well, I'm going to run you through a few field sobriety tests here.
Okay.
I'm going to check your eyes first, do the horizontal gaze.
Chastity had a history of drug abuse, and if she was high at the time she crashed, then she would be facing some serious criminal charges. Field sobriety tests can be hard when you're sober, but when you're drunk, they're a nightmare. While conducting this test, the officer noticed something about the suspects that needed explaining.
How do you ingest your pills and your meth when you take them? Do you snort them?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you explain having 0 nasal hair in your nose there?
That was from years ago, probably.
Years ago?
Yeah.
Did you used to snort Xanax or something?
Yeah, Xanax.
Okay. How long ago has it been since you done that?
About 5 days when they did that last.
5 days since you did that last?
4.
Okay. Have you smoked any marijuana or anything like that today?
Oh, smoked marijuana.
Xanax is popular with those who suffer from anxiety and depression, but it also is popular with users who snort it for a quicker high. One side effect of snorting it, loss of nasal hair, which tells the officer she uses it a lot. The cop decides to proceed with the final test, the one that will seal Chastity's fate.
Start it whenever you're ready. Is there any chance you're pregnant right now?
No.
Not pregnant at all? Okay.
Actually, that time right now, a month.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah.
All right, turn around for me. Do you have any shoulder injuries?
I'll put it out.
Right now, you're under arrest for OVI, okay? I'm going to read you your rights before we go any farther.
This officer has seen enough and decides to arrest her for DUI. As of November 2023, Chastity is facing some serious felony charges, including first-degree aggravated vehicular homicide, third-degree endangering children, first-degree involuntary manslaughter, and reckless homicide. But compared to the next killer parent, Chastity looks like a saint.
Is he alive? He's dead. Oh, good. Good. Oh, thank you.
When 62-year-old Cynthia suffered a stroke, she was taken in by her daughter, Laura, who felt she could keep a closer eye on her at home. On the surface, Laura's California home seemed to be the perfect place to be. As she settled into her new surroundings, she realized just how bad things were. Laura's husband, Jeward, was a well-known and respected figure in the local community, but was also a very strict father who used military-style training to keep everyone in check. Cynthia was against the way he brought up her grandkids, and they frequently argued about it.
What did you think of him? Okay, why do you say that?
That's the big thumbs down. You didn't like him.
Jeward had his own issues with Cynthia. She was a smoker, and when Jeward caught her with a cigarette, he had a unique way of making her stop.
My Aunt Cindy would be on the back patio smoking because she wasn't allowed to smoke in the house. And he would be out there watering, and he would see, oh, where I see smoke, I see fire. Gotta put out the fire, and he would hose my aunt down with the hose. He did it to my cousin too, to Laura, his wife. He would wet her with the hose because she said something he didn't like.
The relationship deteriorated as the years went on, and on February 11th, 2014, Cynthia snapped. It was the morning of Cynthia's 63rd birthday, and she was planning to celebrate in style. When Jeward saw the outfit she had picked, he made a comment that tipped Cynthia over the edge.
You can't go like that because it looks like you're ghetto in this.
Cynthia had only recently purchased a revolver, and now she finally found an excuse to use it. She went to her bedroom, grabbed the weapon, and shot 5 rounds into Jeward, who was in the garden at the time. Then she went for breakfast at a local Denny's and celebrated her birthday at a casino as if nothing had happened. Neighbors quickly called in the shots, and cops later found Jeward dead on the kitchen floor of his home, leaving Cynthia to become the lead suspect in the investigation. Detectives caught up with her at a coffee shop a few hours after her murder, and she was brought in for questioning. Take a look at her frankly laughable attempts to feign ignorance and act upset.
Well, unfortunately, Laura's husband has passed away.
Huh?
Laura's husband was killed today.
He was killed when?
Today. We're going to ask you some questions. We're going to ask you some questions because we're trying to figure out what happened today, okay?
As the interrogation went on, Cynthia's mask began to slip.
So mean to me and all of them.
He's mean to everybody?
Yes, he is.
Did anybody try to stop him?
Can't stop him.
It sounds like somebody had to stop him. Or...
I did. I was guilty.
Okay. Somebody had to stop him.
I did.
Okay, it's okay.
Is he dead?
You tell me.
Gotta be dead.
Just like that, she admitted to murdering Jeward, but her reaction to finding out Jeward is actually dead is the stuff of nightmares.
Is he dead?
He's dead, man.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh boy, oh boy.
No matter what Jeward did, he did not deserve to be gunned down and killed in such a brutal way. He was more than just a son-in-law. He was a husband and father, and now a family was left in turmoil. Just watch Laura's heartbreaking reaction after she found out her own mother was the one responsible.
Oh God, oh, I didn't have to do that. I wanted to. 13 years I wanted to go get him.
This would be the last time they saw Cynthia outside of prison grounds, as she was sentenced to 50 years for the murder of Jeward, meaning she'll undoubtedly die in prison. At least Cynthia made it easy for the cops, unlike this next killer who did everything she could to cover up her murder.
You know what I find interesting?
What?
How you are right now, how you'd like to climb across this table and clock me.
I wish I could.
In December of 2017, the FBI finally found 5-year-old Jordan Rodriguez in the backyard of his family home. But this would be a discovery that would open Pandora's box of abuse and neglect, and it was down to one phone call.
Cleveland Police Operator Pursley, may I help you?
Hi there, ma'am. I'm calling from overseas, but it's kind of messed up the whole situation, but my brother told me something, and I just can't sleep at night as far as, basically, he told me that something happened with one of the kids, and they didn't call the cops, and basically him and his girlfriend buried the kid in the backyard.
The father, Christopher, was serving time when he called his brother and claimed that he and his wife, Larissa, had found their son Jordan unresponsive and took the decision to bury him in their own backyard. When Larissa's sisters visited her in August 2017, they saw a family living in the most disgusting conditions, and Larissa told her family that Jordan was going to stay with his aunt not long after her sister visited. After the phone call from Christopher's brother, police decided to pay Larissa a call and perform a welfare check.
She's got 5 kids. Are your kids here? You mind if you step in? Okay. Well, we got a call want us to check on the well-being of the 4 to 5-year-old kid.
How many kids are good?
Okay. What can we see?
Living.
Okay, I believe you.
Negative. Just on the brother of Christopher Rodriguez and his girlfriend, Larissa Rodriguez.
Let me know. Fine.
All right. Hello, kid. Do you have a child with special needs?
Oh, Jordan? Yes, I do.
How old is Jordan?
Jordan, he is just turned 5.
Where's Jordan at?
He's with his dad. He's gonna be visiting for the holiday. He's not here with us right now, for the holiday.
Where's Dad at?
In Texas. He's not even here.
There is no sign of Jordan, and when Larissa is asked, she brushes off any concern and tells the officer he is with his father.
What's his dad's name, Jordan's dad?
Patrick.
Do you have a number to Patrick? Can you reach that?
We can call him.
Yeah.
Huh? Right now, I don't have the number because he was going to get a new number.
Tell me something about Patrick.
He stays in Texas. I mean, we were together for about 2 years.
What's his last name?
Strong. We wasn't together actually too long. He was just like an internet thing.
Larissa seems to have trouble remembering a man who she dated for 2 years and had a child with. More worryingly, when asked by police, she could not recall the phone number or any details of where they could be found at the time, which all seems to be rather convenient under the circumstances. The next day, Jordan's body was found, and the autopsy revealed a history of abuse that had been going on for a very long time. Shortly after the gruesome discovery, Larissa was arrested and brought in for questioning, where, disgustingly, she continued to play innocent.
When I tell you some things have changed is we did talk with the coroner.
Okay.
And they finished their initial examination, and there are some problems.
Okay.
The problems being Jordan had injuries that were healing on their own without medical help. And you're not being honest about what was happening to this kid.
I mean, I personally I should not be the only one taking full blame for this.
When police asked Larissa about the injuries, she denied being responsible, but the detectives aren't convinced.
How long were you and Chris together?
About 2 years.
When we confront him with Jordan's injuries, is he going to tell us otherwise, that you're the one who did it?
A woman can't do a hit that much harder. And you know what? Anybody can tell you that.
That's not true.
I mean, he's a lot stronger than I am. If he can hit on me, and he can discipline my other kids, but he wouldn't discipline them like he did Jordan.
Mm-hmm. How does he discipline Jordan?
It was just different. And I used to sit there and tell him, don't do that. You know, I used to get yelled at. My kids all can tell you I defended all my kids. And that's where a lot of me and his arguments came in, because I did defend my kids. And that's where he would put his hands on me.
As the interrogation goes on, Larissa continues to paint a very bleak picture of Christopher, which could be an attempt to make herself out as the victim. It is revealed that in September 2017, Jordan was in a semi-conscious state, but instead of calling an ambulance, they just gave him a cold shower and put him to bed. Tragically, Jordan would never see the light of day, and the couple decided to bury him in the backyard. You won't believe who it was.
What was Christopher's idea, to bury your son in the backyard?
It was my idea, and he just did it. Just because I didn't want Jordan to be far away from me, I just wanted him to be close. I was not ready to let Jordan go. I take the responsibility. I didn't take him to the doctor. That was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't call the ambulance when he needed it. That was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
I also had part in putting him there because I just had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and I'm feeling depressed. I diagnosed with PTSD, you know, and
probably postpartum.
And, you know, I didn't know what to do.
Both Christopher and Larissa were found guilty on charges of involuntary manslaughter with sentences of 28 and 25 years. They knew what they were doing when they neglected their responsibility as parents. Unlike this next couple, who were so high on drugs, they didn't even notice when their infant child walked straight into danger. US Route 1, it's one of the busiest highways across America, and the last place you would ever want to find a child wandering alone. But in June 2019, that's exactly what one motorist saw, and they had to do something about it. The whole shocking incident was caught on a body cam.
My heart is about to jump out my body.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we find? No.
I just pulled over. I found him. Man, my heart is about to jump out my body.
They were walking in the road?
Yes, his face. He actually.
Oh, I know where it is. I think I'm pretty sure I know which one. He's from that one right there.
Oh, good.
I'm pretty sure.
I hope so.
Hey, buddy.
I don't know if
you want to come to me or are you good with her?
Oh, look at you.
But the real surprise came when he recognized the boy.
Poor little man.
Does he say anything to you?
No, he didn't say anything. He's not afraid though, for sure.
I think I remember this guy.
The officer didn't have to go far to take the boy home, and he knew exactly where his parents would be.
Is this where you live? You live here?
Yeah.
That's where you live? How'd you get out? Is this where you came from?
Yeah.
Hello! See my blue lights, buddy? Look at that. We're gonna sit in that car, actually. Can you hang tight with him while I pull my car over here, and he can sit in the back of my car for a second? Absolutely is.
Come here.
In 2018, the same family had been involved in an incident where a child called 911, and when the police arrived, they found 2 children alone with a potentially dangerous dog. But even worse, there was a shotgun also in the room with them. If the officer was hoping Yahira and Jacob had cleaned up their lifestyle in the year since he last saw them, then he was in for a major disappointment.
You know, I don't want to say it's that trailer right there,
Right.
but I was out here for a similar incident, and it was that trailer right there, so I'm going to try to find the mom again.
Same child?
They were younger, they were younger obviously at the time, but that's why I'm kind of remembering him. You want to sit in the back of my car real quick? With the blue lights on? We'll put the blue lights on, all right?
The officer kept the child entertained until his parents showed up, and when they finally did, they were a little too out of it to even care.
You recognize me?
No.
You don't recognize me? I was here last time when this happened. You remember that?
Yeah.
And your son today was in the street walking out on US 1, and luckily some nice ladies saw him and stopped before he got smushed by a friggin' car. What were you guys doing in there?
We were just sleeping.
Just sleeping?
Yeah.
Can we get him a new diaper on? His diaper is really soiled. You don't even want to, like, I mean, you can look at it obviously, but it's disgusting. Like, I didn't even want to walk in there, but I wanted to make sure there wasn't another kid in there.
Is this the same kid or a different one?
No, it's the same kid. It's the same kid that called us last time. He's got a younger sister, I think. She's with the grandparents. So we're going to need to call DCF or the grandparent.
Eventually, the officer decides he has had enough.
Put your hands behind your back. I've had enough of this with both of you.
What, is she getting arrested?
You both are getting arrested, so get your kid dressed.
For what?
Child neglect.
Why?
Come on. What do you mean, why? Have a seat in the back of my car.
No,
I've had enough of you guys. Sit in the back. Get in there.
Please, why?
What do you mean, why? Poor parenting. Add that one to the list. Slide in the car now. You're next.
For what? Why am I getting arrested?
Child neglect. Put your hands behind your back.
What did I do, though?
What did you do? It's what about you didn't do? You didn't watch your kid. Your kid's out on the road. This is a history with you two. I mean, this is just a circus. All I want was the kid to get some clothes and get changed.
What do
you guys couldn't even do that.
What do you think I was doing?
Around, that's what you were doing.
I was putting clothes on. This is not fair at all.
It's not fair. Yeah, it's not fair to your son. That's what it's not fair to. Have a seat.
They later claimed to be taking medication that caused them to fall asleep, and their son had walked out of a broken door. The boy was sent to live with the family, and his parents were booked and given a $5,000 bond. If you enjoy true crime videos like this, make sure you're subscribed to see more.